Oh, wake up and smell the coffee here. It is Monday the 13th of March. It's about 7:30 in the morning. Sun just came up and we want to get going soon here because the tide it's low tide. It's starting to turn now, and this current runs very swift through here, and so I want to get going so we're not fighting the inflowing current. Good news is the entrance right there looks flat because of these southwest winds. It's an offshore, off-reef breeze. So it looks pretty flat. So anyway, I'm gonna go get this mainsail hoisted up. Well, so far so good. Decent steady breeze, flat seas, and not much current. In fact, this is looking like it's a little too easy. But that's okay. Had enough challenges already. Up on a shallow bar. We're just getting over this bar now. But the cruising guide warns you that if you get strong easterly winds and a big swell, this entrance can become unpassable. And we do have fairly brisk northeasterlies coming on Wednesday. So that's another reason to get out of here now. We still seem to be in about 5 meters of water here. So it's yeah, you have to be a little careful here. Now there's you know, you can get in the shallow there. Last time we had those strong westerlies, it wasn't too bad because you're surrounded by shallow water, and there's places that you can get around in here that are even more snug. So you could weather a westerly in here if you had to. And of course it's completely protected from the east. It's just that you're not going to be able to get out of here, and the water is too shallow to get get around to Bay of the Five Pirates, to get around to Bullock's Harbor. You can't do that from the inside because the water's too shallow. So you just have to watch your weather. You could get stuck there for a while. Make sure you got enough provisions. That looks like a beautiful anchorage in there. This is Petite Key and Hawkness Key, and there's just a long, gorgeous beach, and there's more long, gorgeous beach here. This one here, though, is not chartered, so I assume that's why the boats have stayed away. There's a whole bunch of cruising boats anchored behind that beach between Hawkness and Petite. And so I was tempted, but I'm going to pass on it because overnight these winds are going to come north, and this anchorage should still be okay in northerlies, but it means about a 5 to 6 mile beat to windward tomorrow to get around Great Stirrup, and then get around to Bullock's Harbor. which is where I plan to go tomorrow. As I said, I'm not going to go to Bullock's Harbor today because these winds are supposed to really pick up out of the west. And Bullock's Harbor is fairly, I mean, there's shallow water around, but it's pretty exposed to the west. And the cruising guide says it's no good in strong westerly winds. So I'm going to go into Great Harbor here and just find a place to get my anchor down. So who knows, maybe Great Harbor will be nice and scenic too. And so once again, when you're in a straight sailing boat, and especially when you're dealing with somewhat rapidly changing weather, because by Wednesday we're going to have brisk northeast. So this anchorage in northeasterlies is completely untenable. And the chart warns you that this anchorage is dangerous in brisk northeast to northeast winds because you're just right on a lee shore. So if I had a diesel, I probably wouldn't mind. I'd go into that anchorage and then I could just motor around, but having to do a windward leg tomorrow and then wanting to get around to Bullock's by tomorrow night, because that's when the winds are going to start really piping up from the north to northeast. I think Great Harbor is a little better option here, because from Great Harbor it's just a very short windward leg, and then a beam reach, and then we should have a nice run to broad reach into Bullock's. That's the plan anyway. What a beautiful day. And look at the scene. I mean, the Bahamas are beautiful. There's no question they're beautiful. Well, I think the harbor is just before the cruise ship. You go in that way. But from this angle, I mean, I cannot see a harbor at all. It just looks like shoreline. Well, the charter's not lying. Great Harbor does indeed exist. And there's one other yacht anchored in here. So evidently not a very popular anchorage. And I'm just about to find out why. Welcome to the jungle, we got fun and games. There was a rock band that sang that. So anyway, so I'm here in Great Harbor, and well, I'll probably mention this in some other video, but I haven't been exactly happy with the internet service here in the Bahamas. I have T-Mobile, but it goes through BTC, Bahamas Telecommunications, and I have to pay extra to get high-speed data. And high speed is in scare quotes, I'm telling you. I get in just to check my bank balances, and I see a couple of charges for $200 from Target Rent-A-Car, and I rented a car in Puerto Rico. It was over a month ago, and the total bill for the day was $68. So then what in the world's going on? So then I tried calling them. You have to use the international number, calling my bank, and then you're going through all these menus, and I pop my head up the hatch. I'm going through all these menus, and suddenly I realized I'm in a different place. And right, so the anchor's dragging. So I scramble off the phone, scramble up on deck, get the mainsail. I mean, it's really blowing too. It was blowing a lot more earlier. It's down to about 15 to 20 now. It was blowing like 25 knots. And so I came over here where there's one other yacht anchored after getting the mainsail set and pulling the anchor up. And seems to be better. I snorkeled on it. It seems to be the issue is the bottom is really hard grass and sand. Because even with a lot of strain on it, the spade anchor is only about half dug in. And I went down and just pushed on the bottom. It's very hard. So I think that might have been the issue, is that the anchor just tripped out and just bounced. So anyway, so then I get back on the phone with them, and they want me to go through my email to see if they'd emailed me about why I was getting charged. And I literally spent almost an hour trying to get into my email. So I finally got into my email, went all the way through, no, called them back. So now they say they're going to dispute the charges for me. Wow, what a lot. This is, by the way, this is, well, this is two things. One, this is an argument for getting Starlink. And two, this is just FYI, when you go vacation in the third world, as I said and showed in videos, the Bahamas is absolutely beautiful. But when you have to take care of business, it can often be frustrating beyond belief. So in addition to the two $200 charges, while I was negotiating that, I got another charge from Target for over $500. So now I have over $900 in charges on my card. And I think what made this case so difficult was the fact that I had done business with Target Rent-A-Car. I had given them my card. And so it became more like a case of identity theft. I've had my credit card stolen in the past, before on the internet, and it was actually Chase Bank, who I bank with, who called me and alerted me, and then promptly shut down my account and issued me a new card. But in this case, they asked me, you gave Target your card, you've done business with them, and so I had to argue my case with Chase, as well as try to find out from Target what was going on. And in the end, I never got an explanation from Target what those charges were. They were just mysterious charges. And it took about 2 months to finally sort the whole thing out. And I have to admit, I was in fact enraged with Chase, just because I've been a customer with them for about 17 years. I have good credit. And I guess I expected they would be in my corner. And in the end, they were, but I had to fight. And so it was an ordeal, for sure. So anyway, we're back on the nice turquoise waters of the Bahama Bank, coming into Bullock's Harbor, where I plan to stock up on some groceries and water before the next leg of this journey, which is across the bank and then across the Straits of Florida to the Florida Keys. Consider supporting this channel by becoming a patron. As a patron, you will be able to view my videos free of ads. You will also be able to leave comments, ask questions, and message me directly. You can become a patron for as little as $5 a month.